Trump warns Iran of worse to come. That's the headline tonight. But while the White House talks about warnings, the bridges on Khamenei's funeral route are already gone. Let's start with what we know. For 2 nights straight, American forces have carried out roughly 170 strikes across Iran. Air defense systems, coastal radar, missile and drone storage sites, naval facilities, military logistics hubs. This is not a single strike. This is a sustained campaign, and it is the largest since the ceasefire was signed. Iran did not stay silent. The Revolutionary Guard says it hit American-linked positions in Kuwait, at Arif Jan and Ali al-Salem. It says it hit bases in Bahrain, at Jufair and Sheikh Issa. It struck a satellite antenna in Qatar. Jordan reported intercepting 8 Iranian missiles over its own airspace, with sirens sounding across the country. No one on the ground in Jordan was hurt, but the message was heard everywhere. Here is where the story turns from military to human. Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, was killed back in February in the strikes that opened this war. His son, Mojtaba Khamenei, now holds that title. And this week, his father's remains were finally making their way to Mashhad for burial, on a funeral train route through Golestan province. That is the route American strikes hit. 2 bridges on the Tehran to Mashhad railway line gone. Iran is calling it a war crime, saying the timing was deliberate, that mourners were disrupted mid-journey. American officials have not confirmed or denied targeting intent tied to the funeral. What we can confirm is this: the bridges were hit, the timing lined up with the burial, and Iran's government is using that overlap to frame this as more than a military campaign. They are framing it as a desecration. Meanwhile, President Trump, returning from the NATO summit in Ankara, told reporters the ceasefire is, in his words, over. But here is the detail most headlines are skipping. Neither side has formally walked away from the interim agreement. The talking has not stopped, even as the bombing has not stopped either. That is the strange, uncomfortable truth of this moment. War and diplomacy running side by side on the same night. The human cost is already documented. Iran's health ministry reports 14 people killed and 78 wounded across these 2 nights of strikes. Chabahar port was hit for the first time since the truce began. An aerospace facility near Bushehr was hit. Iran Shah airport was hit. This is not rumor. This is confirmed, cross-referenced, and reported by multiple international outlets on the ground. Let's talk about how we got here, because context matters. This war didn't start this week. It started earlier this year when strikes killed Khamenei himself, reshaping Iran's leadership overnight and putting his son in a position no one expected him to hold so soon. A ceasefire followed, fragile from the start, more of a pause than a peace. Since then, both sides have accused each other of violations. Small strikes here, intercepted shipments there, tensions simmering under a surface that looked calm from the outside, but never actually cooled. What makes this week different is scale. 170 strikes in 2 nights is not a warning shot, it's a campaign. And Iran's response, hitting 3 separate countries, hosting American assets, shows this is no longer contained to Iranian and American territory alone. Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, and now Jordan's airspace, all pulled into a conflict that was supposed to have a ceasefire, holding it back. So where does that leave us? Trump says worse is coming. Iran says it will hit back for every strike it takes. And in the middle of all of it, a funeral procession for a man who led Iran for decades is moving through a war zone, past bombed-out railway bridges toward a burial in Mashhad. This is not a story about villains and heroes. It's a story about escalation. escalation happening faster than diplomacy can keep up with it. It's about a ceasefire that was never fully signed away, even as it was being broken in real time. And it's about a nation burying its supreme leader while its infrastructure burns around the procession carrying him home. We are not here to tell you who is right. We are here to tell you what happened and let you sit with the weight of it. Bridges do not care about politics. Funeral trains do not care about press conferences. And history, when it's written, will not care about who declared what. It will care about what was actually done on the ground to real people in real time.